What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. Today, I'm going to help you save about $5,000 to $10,000 if you're a mom who happen to have younger kids. Have you noticed a lot of kids in our generation, they need braces? Believe it or not, that's not normal. So today, what we're going to talk about is the root cause that causes a lot of kids to grow up with crooked teeth and what you can do as a parent that way that your kids can grow up with perfect straight teeth.
Hey guys, my name's Michelle,
Anita, Sarah, Leah, Peyton, Talia,
Jazz, Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
So when your teeth is coming out of the gums, a lot of people thinking that teeth are just like rocks, right? No, teeth are living structures. Your teeth are tubules that's coming out, right? So they are living structures. They actually provide and require some vitamins and minerals just like everything else in your body. But not only they are tubules, right? They actually have their own immune system as well. Your teeth needs fat-soluble vitamins, just like your bones need fat-soluble vitamins. Your hair needs fat-soluble vitamins, etc. That's why we was taught, especially in my generation, that, drink some milk, right? Got milk, and the first thing that's coming to your head is vitamin D, because vitamin D allows your body to receive that calcium that you're giving to it, okay? If you're giving your body a lot of calcium without vitamin D, your body cannot absorb the calcium. The main reason why a lot of people nowadays is having problems with their teeth or their dental health is off the mere fact of these highly processed foods. So let me give you an idea. In my family, my mom and dad had 3 kids. 2 kids needed braces, 1 kid didn't. 2 kids ate cereal, Pop-Tarts, bagels every single day, 1 kid did. These 2 kids like to snack a lot. This 1 kid like whole foods, more fruits, right? More steak, more eggs, things that wasn't created in a laboratory. And ironically, I wasn't that kid. But now me reflecting back, it kind of makes sense because I didn't prioritize eating real foods, right? I ate a lot of processed foods. Foods that came in a bag, came with a barcode, or came in some form of packaging. When you're eating some ice cream, it is void of nutrients such as polyphenols or flavonols, which are basically phytochemicals that's gonna allow your body to fight off chronic disease. When you eat an ice cream, it's just straight up ice cream. You're not really getting any benefits from ice cream. You're getting more fat and more sugar. But because I grew up in a household where we prioritize more processed foods, I wasn't getting the right type of nutrients to make my teeth grow straight. Also, our parents grew up in a generation where they was afraid of fat. Ansel Keys, and he basically pushed this narrative that fat is bad for us, right? Or fat causes heart disease. Is there any truth to that? No, okay? That is too simplistic for what a lot of people think. But now because the media caught on to it, a lot of people now is still afraid of fat. We heard that butter is bad. Butter's not bad, just don't slap butter on all the potatoes. But that's what people do. What these companies did, instead of putting a whole lot of fat into this product, which gives the product its taste, we're gonna exchange it for more sugar. And now we grow up in a generation where we're having more dental problems because it's too much sugar and high glycemic carbs in our diet. You need to make sure your kids is eating something hard foods, which means it's real foods, not processed foods. And you need to give your kids some form of fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamins A, vitamin D, vitamin K, 2 preferably, all right? Here's the main reason why. When I'm talking about hard foods, I'm not talking about eat a brick or eat a rock. What I'm talking about is an apple, right? When you have to bite into an apple, you have a crunch. This is gonna help form your mandible, which is the bottom row, and your maxilla, which is the top row. Your body needs some form of stress or some form of resistance, and that's gonna make your teeth harden. What vitamin A does, it prepares your cells to receive the vitamin D and vitamin K2, all right? So it kind of primes your cells to get ready for these cofactors or these enzymes or these vitamins and minerals. Vitamin D, this basically allows your body to absorb the calcium. If you don't have enough vitamin D into your system, your body cannot absorb calcium. So let's say you're very vitamin D deficient. You're only gonna be able to absorb about 15 to 25% of the calcium that you're receiving. That's literally 1/4. You have vitamin K2, which is menaquinones. It drives the calcium to the bone and teeth, the right places. Because if you have a lot of calcium in your system and you don't have a lot of vitamin K2, you could cause some form of atherosclerosis because the calcium is starting to plaque inside your arteries. So you want a good amount of vitamin K2, but that's why you also see a lot of supplements now is vitamin D and vitamin K2 together. For perfect teeth It's vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin K2. If your kids do not have enough vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K2, and I'm talking about in infancy, to toddlers, and even in utero, okay? Because there's a lot of moms out there that's now vitamin D deficient. If you're vitamin D deficient as a mom, you're usually gonna pass down these genes or the deficiency to your kid. They're more susceptible of having some form of crooked teeth. But like I said before, the crooked teeth is really not the issue. It's about what the crooked teeth is causing and what the crooked teeth mean. Because you're not giving your body enough vitamin D, vitamin K2, fat-soluble vitamins, now your mandible is not growing enough space to host all 16 teeth. We're supposed to have 32 teeth. I only have 24 teeth. And the main reason why is because my mandible is smaller than it's supposed to be, okay? We're supposed to have a wide mandible. But what's happening is if you're not giving your kids enough vitamin A, D, and K2, then their jaws are getting smaller because your bones and your teeth is not getting the growth factor or signal to grow or expand. And that's why you see a lot of kids that does some form of mouth breathing, which is the worst thing to do. If you're doing a lot of mouth breathing when you're going to sleep and you're not receiving enough oxygen, there's a direct correlation between kids that do a lot of mouth breathing with ADHD and autism because they're not getting enough oxygen to supply the brain because we need to breathe majority of the times through our nose. That's gonna interfere with our nasal sinus passage. The roof of your mouth is called the maxilla. The roof of your mouth is the floor to your nasal sinus. And when you're breathing from your nose, it is expanding the bone, allowing your body to develop the maxilla the way it needs to be and your nasal sinus. If you're not receiving enough oxygen through your nasal passage, you're supposed to have enough room to grow 32 teeth, but now you can only grow 24 or 28. Let's say your wisdom teeth, because everybody knows about the wisdom teeth. If they're impacting and you don't have enough room, that's gonna cause some overcrowding and it's gonna cause some teeth to be crooked. So just think about it like a club. Would you rather be in a club that is packed out and everybody's in there like sardines? Or you rather be in a club where you kind of have some space, you can do your little groove, you can do a little dance? It's the same concept here. You got a small mandible and a small maxilla because you're not giving your kids enough vitamin A, D, and K2, or you wasn't fed enough vitamin A, D, and K2 as a kid. Fat-soluble vitamins, and you're gonna get this mostly from dairies, some sardines, cod liver oil. So if you're somebody who don't eat a lot of dairy or eat a lot of eggs, or eat a lot of meat, it's in your best interest to make sure you have cod liver oil inside your house. All these things stem from what you was eating as a kid. Your teeth are tubules, right? And they got 4 different parts of your teeth. It is the enamel, dentin, odontoblast, and there's the pulp. Okay, the pulp is like the blood of the teeth. If you ever had any teeth pain, that was basically some blood rushing into the teeth and it hit a nerve. That's what teeth pain is. Your teeth has its own immune system. So when you're eating a lot of sugar, a lot of people's taught that sugar decays teeth. What really is happening is when you're eating high carb foods or high glycemic carbs or some sugar, the fast metabolizing bacteria that's inside your mouth, because keep in mind, you do got bacteria in your mouth, is gonna metabolize it fast and it's gonna spit out acid. So every time you give your body some sugar inside your mouth, these fast metabolizing bacteria are gonna receive it, ferment it, break it down, and spit out acid. This acid demineralizes teeth. So if you continue to eat a lot of high glycemic carbs, or if you continue to eat a lot of donuts and Pop-Tarts and cookies, and you're not giving your body any fat-soluble vitamins to upkeep your teeth, that A, D, and K2, then your immune system is not going to be as responsive to these fast metabolizing bacteria, which means what? Just a whole lot of gram-negative bacteria that's breaking down your teeth, and your teeth is not fighting back because your immune system is not being responsive. And the main reason why the immune system of your teeth is not being responsive is because you are not eating enough vitamin D. So if you're not giving your teeth enough vitamin D, then it's gonna kind of shrivel up, which is gonna allow the bad bacteria to just do what it wants. You don't want to have no bacteria in your mouth. You want to have more of the good bacteria in your mouth. You don't want a mouthwash that's gonna kill out all the bacteria. That's like a nuclear bomb to your mouth. What you really want is some form of mouthwash that's going to keep the good bacteria and kill out the ones that's not doing the job or the bad bacteria, such as hydrogen peroxide. And to make sure your kids are having the best dental health period, they need to receive some form of vitamin A, D, and K2 from mostly meats, dairy, eggs, and cod liver oil, or even just seafood in general, but some form of protein. They're gonna have the more bioavailable ones, so once it comes into the body, your body can use it, versus the one that's coming from a plant compound, and your body can use some of it, but not all of it. Sugar itself doesn't really break down your teeth. What it does, it basically demineralizes your enamel. And fast metabolizing bacteria that's fermenting it is spitting out acid that demineralizes your teeth. And last but not least, the main thing that your teeth needs to fight off this bad bacteria and to stay healthy and to come up straight, eating more real foods, less ultra processed foods, and it needs some vitamin D that you can get in Carson's cod liver oil or dairy or eggs, meat, salmon, or things like that. If you are a mom and you're having a growing kid, make sure you're sneaking some form of dairy and eggs in their diet. And if you're somebody who's lactose, or if your child is lactose, that means you need to give them raw milk, because when they pasteurize it, it breaks down the lactase enzyme that allows your body to help your body break down the milk itself, okay? So try to switch them over to more raw milk, raw kefir, raw cheese, little things like that. That's your reset tip of the day. That's gonna be Stay Snatched all the time. Know the summertime. Talk to you soon.